Hi, welcome back to Ranger Garage. As you know, last time my drill burned out, so I was unable to finish working on the mounting bracket for the tire. I've got a brand new drill, so we're going to drill the remaining holes and hopefully finish up this bracket today. So stay tuned. So thanks to my good friends at Harbor Freight, we are about to start drilling this pilot hole here and here. And then we will use the bigger bit to complete the hole for the bolts. All right, so let's get started. Today you'll actually be able to see me drill. So the first thing we'll do is tip the drill with a lubricant. Okay, make that mark. Now I will continue on. And you try to go slow when you're dealing with this, because you don't want to burn up the drill bit. Granted, this is a small bit, so it's generally not a big problem, but so the holes are done. Now I've got to just come back and hit it with the bigger holes. So let's get started with that. Burned it. It actually might be worn down, but they didn't really have a replacement bit at Harbor Freight. So if I have to go get another one, I will, but I'll have to go back to O'Reilly's. Okay. Let's go to the next one. This is a slow process, but you got to make sure that you keep it lubricated. You don't want to burn up your bits, which is going to happen anyway, but you want to reduce the amount that happens. And the reason I'm going slow is I let the drill cool off. And I've got both my holes. Now I just have to come over here and put 2 holes right here, and I'll be ready. Well, I was able to get both holes drilled. So I have our pieces here. I'm going to assemble it here. You'll be able to take a look at it, see what I'm doing. So that's some good news for us. So I found my screws, and I'm in the process of screwing this on. So what I did was I took these bolts and I slipped it through, and I am now tightening this down. I put washers on both sides except for the one that had a fat head on it already on this side. Now I'm going to tighten these down, and then I will then I'm going to measure this notch out that needs to be cut here for the gate. Okay, don't have to be tight all the way down because we're going to take it back off again. But now we can swing this around. Okay. And we got to figure out how much we have to cut off, because there's going to have to be a couple of notches in here. First thing is at least we'll take it. We're going to cut this in phases, so I'll bring it to right here. And we'll notch it and see how close we are, and then we'll grind after that. And I'm not going to do this on the Bronco, although I could. I just really don't want to damage the paint, so I'm going to take this piece off. And I'm not going to take the whole thing off, just this piece that we got in. And a good trick is when you, or not trick, good habit to get into is when you take these bolts off, these washers, you immediately put them back on so you don't lose them. So the last thing we do is you're looking for stuff when you're ready to close up and drive and you can't find it. As you know, so now I need to get my cutoff wheel and take care of this. Okay, so I'm about to set this up here. I'm going to be cutting this with my angle grinder with my cutoff wheel. And I'm going to configure this in such a way where I don't have to hold it. Right? Assuming I can get this vice grips up high enough, which I think I can. Maybe not. Yeah, probably not. So we're gonna have to tighten this down and hold it the other way. All right, so I've got my piece here, and it is. And I'm angle grinder. You want to make sure you don't cut too much. And yes, that's hot. Okay, now we'll take this and cool it off. Okay, now we're gonna try a test fit. And then we'll come back and grind it down before we paint it, so not a big deal. Since it's got a dual cut, the hardest part is remember which side was for which. One thing we want to make sure hopefully we didn't do is overcut. Because I'm going to drill again, and I think our bit's pretty much bit the dust. So I'm going to get this knocked out the first time. See what happens. Okay, well, looks like we did get it right. That's holding. It needs to cut in a little more, probably about, looks like about a ½ inch that we need to cut off how far back it's going. Then comes the tricky part, we're gonna have to notch it. So we'll see how that goes. All right. Okay, so it looks like it worked. Here is the bracket. And you see I'm pulling on it, it's not open. And it locks in. So, good to go. A little grinding, a little tuning up, tighten it down. Now I'm gonna take this thing off, sand it and paint it.